Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are doing well today. Even though most of my videos are about making passive income on DeFi protocols and CeFi platforms, in this video I'm going to be taking a pivot to cover a NFT gaming project called Dragonary. After seeing how well Axie did and digging into the project, I decided to do a deep dive into a handful of NFT gaming projects. Out of all the projects that I researched, I felt like Dragonary had the best chance of either replicating or exceeding Axie's success. By watching this video in its entirety, you'll get a brief introduction. You'll learn about the game mechanics, you'll understand why the tokenomics are so important for a viable and thriving marketplace, and I'll end the video by showing you guys what my personal strategy is moving forward. Now, if you're new to the channel and you haven't dug into DeFi protocols and CeFi platforms, I encourage you guys to check out some of my other videos. Currently, I and a few of my community members have created DeFi portfolios that are generating more than $1,000 a day. And before I publish videos on DeFi protocols, I typically post them in the Discord channel first. So make sure you join the Discord after watching this video. Not only do you get useful links to DeFi protocols, but you also get to connect with like-minded individuals and learn through dialogue. But if you're not into Discord, at the very least, make sure you give me a follow on Twitter. It's a great way for you guys to get industry highlights and also learn about projects that I'm interested in. Both the link to my Discord channel and my Twitter profile can be found in the description below. With the intro out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into this video. Alright, to kickstart this video, let me give you guys a brief introduction to the game. Like other NFT games, in this game, you're going to be paid to play. It's 100% free to get started. In fact, if you guys download the game now, you'll be gifted with 3 free common dragons. And in their white paper, they state that the main difference from other games is that the entire economy of the game is defined between players. This means that all the elements that are part of the game's market, such as items, values, are tradable. Therefore, if you buy an item today, you can sell it tomorrow. And if that item was consumed to improve a dragon, that dragon will increase in quality and consequently in value. And that's one thing you guys are going to notice as I progress through the review. And that's this team has thought very deeply and very intimately about the tokenomics. And based on my assessment, I think this set the stage for a very thriving and robust marketplace. And even though it's ideal to invest some money in the game, you could theoretically start with no money and work your way all the way to the top. And furthermore, in their white paper, it states that their main goal is that you feel enthusiasm to progress until you've reached the goal, and without realizing it, you receive a reward for all the time spent to improve and evolve each of your dragons, even if you're not an experienced player in the cryptocurrency world. And I think that's very important, especially for onboarding, because people who are new to crypto may not be accustomed to using a crypto wallet like MetaMask or Trust Wallet. So creating a game in an environment where they can just onboard with a simple app, and also having an inbuilt wallet that they can use to buy, sell, and trade assets will make it a hell of a lot easier to onboard new users very quickly. And in terms of the gameplay, aside from taming and breeding dragons, they're going to have 2 combat modes: player versus environment and player versus player. Player versus environment is already up. Player versus player is probably going to be launched within the next couple weeks. And these game modes are very important because this is where you're going to be able to farm items, CYT tokens, which are both needed to advance you through the game and develop Dragonary's economy. Currently on the game, there's 7 different elements, and each year they're planning to add 2 new elements. Currently they have earth, fire, air, electric, plant, water, ice, and each one of these elements has its own innate ability and active abilities. And even if you get multiple dragons that are of the same element, they're going to have their nuances, whether that's HP, their damage ability, their looks. So every dragon in the game is going to be unique. And the dragons can further be divided into rarity groups. You have common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. And this goes probably without saying, but each one of these dragons is going to be a tradable, fungible NFT, meaning you can buy or sell these dragons on the secondary marketplace. And with your unique dragons, you can go ahead and breed them. And theoretically, you could even turn this into a business where you level up your dragons early on and breed them to create dragons and sell them on the marketplace. And to add utility to their native token CYT, you're going to be charged a certain amount of CYT every time you go ahead and breed a dragon. And to create some deflation amongst the dragons, they also have an option for dragon fusion breeding. So for example, if you want to get one epic dragon without having to breed numerous times, you can go ahead and fuse 5 rare dragons. You'll end up losing those 5 rare dragons, but you'll gain 1 epic dragon. And just like with the breeding where you need CY tokens in order to execute that function, to fuse dragons, you're also going to need CYT. And when it comes to in-game items used to improve your dragon, just like with dragon fusing, if you fuse items, you can create a stronger and more rare item. And to fuse these items, you're gonna again need some CYT. And certain actions in the game require you to use energy. So for example, let's say I wanted to play the Embers mode to pick up Spark, Obsidian experience, and play any of these missions. Every time I play one of these missions, I'll have to spend some energy. And let's say you're very competitive or you're super into the game, you could get a recharge by paying some money. And to make sure nobody spams this or abuses this, every subsequent recharge is going to cost you more and more money. And all these energy charges are going to be paid in the CYT in-game token. And just to show you guys how the game mechanics work, this is my team of dragons and this is the enemy that I'm playing. I currently have it set to 1x speed and manual. I could go ahead and change the speed to 2x and have all my dragons autocast. And that's typically what I do when I want to go ahead and experience farm. But coming back to the gameplay, all your dragons will automatically attack one random enemy on the other side. And to cast their special abilities, you'll have to click on their dragon icon and select which ability you want to cast on the enemy. And sometimes they also have healing abilities that you can go ahead and cast on yourself. But basically, that's the general flow of the game. And there's also strategies that you can deploy. For example, you can have the fire dragons on the front end and they'll get a 10% boost in their attack. And when they launch their special attack, it could splash over and hit multiple enemies. And I'm sure as they iterate, they're going to add more strategy to make the game more engaging. And they'll also have to make some adjustments in case one of the dragons becomes too powerful, just to balance the game out. Like I said earlier in the video, the game is still in beta, so you're just getting a sample of what's to come in the future. And I also wanted to highlight that whether it's story mode, daily missions, or dungeons, or PvP, each one of those game modes is going to have different types of rewards you're going to be able to get. And I would imagine that the more energy consumptive modes are probably going to offer the best rewards. They did host a sale where you could have bought a farming or a mining starter pack, but both of them sold out in less than 24 hours. Now, in terms of the roadmap, they've launched their public beta. The marketplace is coming probably sometime this week. PvP is also coming sometime this week. And in the fourth quarter, they're going to host island sales. They're going to have their first major update. This includes 2 new base dragons for each element, new missions, new enemies, clans, PvP between friends, and I'm sure they'll also unveil more announcements about Dragonary's plans. Now that I've given you guys a brief introduction to the platform, let's cover the tokenomics. They airdropped 4.1% to seed a deep community. Many people don't know that Alejo, the CEO and founder, actually has his own YouTube channel that's very successful. They have over 152,000 subscribers. So it's very likely that that's the community that received the large chunk of this airdrop. 74.9% is allocated to mining with Dragonary, 5% is allocated to the team. Unlike other teams that might lock their tokens for a few years, they have enough confidence in their project that they're going to lock their tokens for 10 years. And the remaining 16% went out to investors in the ApeSwap IDO. And if you're looking to get exposure to the token, ApeSwap, in my view, is one of the best places to get it. Unless you're buying a couple $100,000 worth, you should have sufficient liquidity to buy how much you need. And if you want to earn yield on your CYT, you can go ahead and convert half of it to BNB and provide liquidity and get a yield of 130%. What's very interesting about their design is that they're going to allow users to quote-unquote mine CYT tokens in the Dragonary game. And I think part of the reason or the motivation for this design was because Alejo, the founder, he actually mined Ethereum in its very early days and managed to sell a good chunk of his Ethereum for $15 a piece. Obviously, he regrets that now, but nonetheless, I think that's part of the reason why they came up with this unique design. And the way this works is the daily maximum amount of CYT will be distributed among Dragonary players according to the rarity of the player's account. This is determined by the largest quantity of rare dragons that the player holds. So in other words, depending on what your account rarity is, and the account rarity is determined by your dragon rarity. We won't go into that in this video, but let's say you have mostly mythical dragons. In that case, you'll be eligible for 35% of the daily distribution. If you recall, I said about 74% of the tokens are allocated for mining. Well, in the first 90 days, a maximum distribution of 1 million CYT tokens will go out to users per day. And after 90 days, they're going to cut the distribution by half, and then users will get 500,000 per day. So this is kind of like halving with Bitcoin, but in this case, it's going to be with CYT tokens. And instead of mining with expensive hardware, you just have to play the game and level up the rarity of your account. And they draw parallels between ETH mining and mining CYT. ETH is a cryptocurrency that can be mined with GPUs. Those GPUs are active 24/7, solving math calculations, and you get rewarded for solving them. Your earnings will be based on your mining power. If you want to get more earnings, you need to increase the amount of GPUs. The network difficulty increases depending on how many GPUs are mining, making it harder to mine. You can update or add more GPUs in order to keep your earnings. All these concepts apply to Dragonary. The better the dragons, the better rewards on CYT. You should focus on having the best quality dragons and get rid of the less rare ones to get the highest amount of obsidian per day. After I saw NFT gaming take off, I started doing deep research into a handful of projects. And in terms of tokenomics, in terms of having a viable, thriving marketplace, I think the Dragonary team has the best footing. And it had a lot to do with me investing in the project. After playing the game and after diving deep into the tokenomics, I actually bought more tokens after the initial DEX offering. And as promised, to end the video, I'm going to show you guys my account and how much I've been earning. Since this started airdropping CYT, because I do have a rare account, I've been getting about 80 or more CYT tokens. And given CYT's price today, that equates to roughly $25 a day. And my goal is to do everything I can to level up my account as fast as possible. Because in the beginning, they're going to be offering a very robust incentives. They're going to make it a lot easier for us to go ahead and level up our dragons. And obviously, since it's still the early stages, there's less competition right now. And so what I did was I went ahead and bought a bunch of the mining and starter packs. They're all sold out. In fact, they sold out within the first 24 hours. There's speculation that this pack here that cost about $60, this pack gave everybody a rare dragon. Those rare dragons, since the only place you can buy them is on the secondary market when it opens, people are anticipating that these dragons are going to trade at $500 to $600. And recently they decided to give everybody 10x experience for a few days. And so I took full advantage of that and I started leveling up all my dragons. The rare dragons level up to 60 max. The uncommon dragons can level up to 40. And so what I'm thinking about doing, tentatively speaking, is to basically fuse all my rare dragons to get epic dragons. And then I'll use my epic dragons, breed them, maybe even buy some epic dragons off the market until I'm able to secure a legendary dragon. And I also told you guys that I was buying CYT tokens in their in-game economy. As I mentioned earlier in my video when I covered the tokenomics, you need CYT to pretty much do everything in-game. And so for that reason, I started accumulating some CYT. I even hedged a little bit by converting some of it to BNB and earning a yield. And the yield that I'm earning with it, I'm converting that into more CYT tokens. So basically, my LP position is helping me to accumulate CYT on a daily basis. And if you want to automate that a little bit for you, you can go ahead and stick your LP token here on beefy.finance. And they'll auto compound all the rewards that you earn back into your LP position. Personally, I prefer my method because it allows me to accumulate strictly CYT, which then I can use in-game. With Beefy, on the other hand, half of your rewards will be converted into CYT and half of them will be converted into BNB. And for those of you guys who've watched the video until this point, I'm going to give you a special bonus that most people don't know about. When you stake your CYT tokens, you're going to be able to get Dragonary items. You're going to get 0.5% of the marketplace commissions distributed in CYT tokens. You're going to get tickets to special events with Dragonary. You're also going to get items from new Coinary games. So with all that being said, let me know what you guys think about the game in the description below. Don't forget to join the Discord channel. It's a great place for alpha. A lot of the DeFi farms and C5 platforms that I come across, before making a video, I post them in my Discord channels. And like I said, people there are making lots of money. It's a great source of alpha for everyone. So definitely check out the Discord channel after watching this video. And within the Discord channel, I also have a few private Discord channels. And to gain access to those channels, all you need to do is join the lowest tier I have for $20 a month. That also comes with a free subscription to my paid newsletter. And recently within that private Discord channel, we decided to make an NFT fund. And the funds that we currently have on Ethereum and Solana, they've been doing really well. Our recent plays just gave us a 2 to 3x return. Or maybe you're entirely new to the space and you're looking to expedite your learning. By joining the $50 tier or higher, you can even get one-on-one access with me. So if you think you would benefit from any of the services, make sure you guys check out the Patreon link after watching this video. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. This is CryptoOneStop signing out. I'll talk to you folks next time. Bye.